What's up, people? Today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of my DIY home theater setup, just to give you a couple ideas and tips on what to do when you set up your home theater. Right after this. So if you subscribe to this channel, you already know that I had a tour of my entire man cave, but this video is going to be a more in-depth look at what I have going on in just the home theater setup. So, you know, with COVID going on and, you know, a lot of people can't get out, so a home theater is a real good idea if you want to just stay home and watch some good movies with the family. We're going to start off with is the projector, which is a ViewSonic 1080p. This model here will run you about $500. I do want to eventually upgrade to a 4K version, but they are all over $1,000 at this point, so I'm just trying to wait till the price to come down a little bit. But that is what we're using now, the ViewSonic. I'll have the actual model number and everything down in the description, but this is the ViewSonic 1080p projector, and it runs about $500. Now with this setup, I have a TV and a projector, so I only really use the projector when I'm watching movies. But for playing a game or just watching TV, I just use the regular television. And this is a Samsung Q90 QLED TV. I also want to eventually upgrade this to an OLED, but again, very expensive. This is a 75-inch, so for a 75-inch OLED, I will be looking at around $3,500. So at the time when I bought this TV, it was around $2,500. Right now you probably can get it for maybe $1,500, so the price has came down a lot on this TV. Now I have everything hooked into this receiver. This receiver is a Pioneer VSX 834. It's a 7.2 Dolby Atmos receiver. Supports 4K. One note that I just realizing about this receiver, and the reason that I'm going to need to upgrade, is this receiver does not support all of the technology that's available in the new Xbox Series X. So previously I had the regular Xbox One X hooked up here. You can go onto the Xbox menu and you can see all of the supported video types, and when the Xbox is being ran through the receiver, I'm not getting all of the features that are available on the Xbox Series X. So for now, I have the Xbox wired directly into the TV, and I'm getting all of the functions like 4K x 60, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, and all of those features that are not working when it's wired through the receiver. So by this being a 7.2 receiver, I do have two subwoofers. I have one subwoofer here, and my second subwoofer is on the opposite side of the room, sitting there behind the chair. So it gives you a great sound, great sound quality. We can even out the bass on where it's coming from. Now also hooked to this, I have, like I said earlier, the Xbox Series X, and for now I have that ran straight to the TV. Now by me having a TV and a projector, I have them both running to a switch that is back here, and it's just a button I push. So if I wanted to watch video on a projector, I'll just hit the button and it'll switch my video source from the TV to the projector. Now for my projector screen, I have it mounted in the ceiling behind this black wood that I mounted, and for that I would just hit this button here to have the projector come down. While that screen is coming down, let me show you another important thing that I use for this theater setup. Is this remote. It's a Sofa Baton universal remote that I got from Amazon. It's about 50 bucks, and you can pretty much program all your devices Let me see if it'll focus. There you go. To this remote, and it'll be easier to be able to control everything you have right here from this one remote, so you don't have a million remotes laying around. All right, so now that I have the projector up, I'm gonna had to cut the lights down to get the best quality, and you can see the video quality coming from this is not bad at all. This is, like I said, only a 1080p projector, so I could just imagine how crisp the 4K version of this would be. Now this video source now is coming from Amazon Fire Stick, and I just have YouTube running on it. So this is going through the Fire Stick into the receiver, from the receiver into the switch, and the switch is now routing it to the projector. So that's how I switch between the projector and the TV. A couple other details you can see, I have these LEDs on the floor, running underneath floorboard to give it a little accent lighting on the side of the wall, just to give it that movie theater feel. So just some things you may want to consider when you're trying to set up your home theater, and some of the things that I had to deal with when I was setting up my theater. So there are certain things that you do not want to skimp on as far as price when you're originally setting up your studio. Now there are some things you can skimp on and then you can upgrade later. One example is when you're running your speaker wire, do not skimp on your speaker wire. Make sure you have the proper gauge wires when you're running your setup, because that's not something you want to go back and mess with later. Now as far as the speakers, speakers can get expensive, so you maybe want to start off with a starter pair of speakers and upgrade later. That would be something easy to upgrade. Also, as far as your receiver, like I learned the hard way, the receiver, make sure it has functionality for everything that you want to do, because most of your devices will be running through that receiver. So you want to make sure it has all of the video codecs, and make sure it can do 4K, make sure it can do Dolby Atmos. If that's something you're interested in, you want to make sure everything is compatible with the receiver that you ended up choosing. And another thing you might want to think about doing is putting some sound treatments in your room. It's, like I said, this is not nothing you need to do right away, but it does overall increase the quality of the sound that you get in your room. These are just DIY sound panels that I made with some foam that you can get on Amazon. Very inexpensive, but it does greatly improve your sound quality. What it does is it kind of absorbs the sound. It stops the echo from bouncing off the walls when you have sound coming through your speakers. So that greatly improves the sound, and your sound will greatly improve the overall quality of your home theater. So by this being a closed room and you have all of these electronics in here, it can get really hot. Now, even though I have, central air and, central heat, in the wintertime I might have my heat on, but it's going to be a lot hotter in this room than it will be anywhere else in the house. So I installed this fan, because just trust me when I tell you, it's going to get hot in here. So this fan is probably on 90% of the time, because it will get hot, especially if your theater does not have any windows, which you really don't want it to have windows, because the darker the better. Now for the setup, I have 4 wall speakers. Have one here, one there, one in the back right, and then one in the back left corner. And then I have the center channel here, and then the 2 subwoofers. Oh, actually, no, I do have 2 more speakers. I do have the 2 ceiling Dolby Atmos speakers. One there, one there. So overall, a 7.2 theater system. I'm gonna play something. I don't know how good this is gonna come across on a video, but I'm gonna play something and see if you can. I'll place the speaker in the middle of the room to see if give you a idea. So that's going to be the end of this video. If you have any questions about anything you saw in the video, please drop them down in the comment section. If you haven't already checked out the full tour of the man cave and theater, I'll have that link up in the box, up right there. So if you like this type of content, please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you the next time. Peace out.